Okay, you're right. The next thing we need to look at in equations is substituting. What I need you to do is I need you to write a heading in your theory or your grid book, wherever you write all of the notes. And it needs to have a set heading, substituting. It needs to be red, it needs to be underlined. You guys should be used to this system so far. What I need you to do is I need you to write down the words on this page. So it says, so we've done the hard part. We've got the pronumeral on one side, isolated it, and ended up with a solution to the equation. That's what we've looked at so far, guys. So far we have looked at solving basic equations. We've looked at the balance method. What we do to one side, we do to the other. I think you guys are finally understanding this concept is we need to isolate the pronumeral. In order to do that, what we do to one side, we do to another side. We've also had a look at equations with pronumerals that start off on both sides, so on both sides of our equal sign. And we've looked at how we get the pronumerals just on one side. So we've done all the hard parts. We've learned out how equations work and how to break them down. The problem we now face, or the dilemma we face now, is how do we know if the solution that we got is actually correct? How do we know once we get to the very end if it's actually right? Lots of you have been coming up to see me, Miss, is this right? Miss, is this right? Miss, is this right? And I'm going to show you a great thing you guys can use today, and you don't actually have to come and see me. It's called substitution, and it'll actually help you check to see if you've actually got the right answer. So, the easiest way to discover if we are correct is through substitution, or by substituting the equation with the solution that we came up with. Okay, so let's have a look here at a few examples. Okay guys, here we will start with example 1. So I have the equation. The following, we'll do this one, 2x plus 4 on or divided by 6 is equivalent to x minus 6 or subtracted by 6. Excellent. So that's my equation, and I've done the hard yards. I've put the pronumeral on one side, I've moved everything away and isolated the pronumeral, and I've come up with a solution, guys, of x equals 10. Now I can check if my solution is correct by substituting that 10 in where the pronumeral is. If in fact my answer is correct, what I should expect once I substitute and work out the equation is for one side to be equivalent to the other. If in fact I've come to the wrong answer, when I work out the solution by substitution, I get to the end, I will have uneven sides. So I'd have maybe 2 on that side equals 3. If you come to a solution where the two numerals on either side of the equal sign are different, that means your answer is incorrect. If they are in fact the same or equivalent, that means that the solution that you came up with, whatever you worked out the pronumeral to be, is correct. So I'm expecting here, if I've done it correctly, to get one numeral equals the same numeral. That's what I'm expecting. Guys, this will make sense when I get to the end of it. So, the first thing we need to do is substitute this 10 into the equation. It's pretty straightforward when we need to do this. Now, we start off here, okay? We need to substitute it at 2 points. I usually like to start from the left. Now, this says 2 multiplied by x. Guys, whenever you see multiplication, okay, it's a good idea to put it in brackets. So, when I substitute, I'm putting it in brackets, and I'm going 2 multiplied by 10. I'm closing my brackets, adding 4 on 6 equals, now I've got another pronumeral there, so I'm substituting the 10 again. 10 subtract by 6. Okay, what I've done there is I've substituted the pronumeral there, and I've substituted the pronumeral there. Okay, because what I'm trying to do is to check to see if my answer is correct. So we start off 2 multiplied by 10. Well, I might write that in another colour so you guys can see that a bit more clearly. 2 multiplied by 10 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. Divided by 6 equals, what's 10 subtract 6? 4. Okay, so 24 divided by 6. How many times does 6 go into 24? 4 times. 4 equals 4. So the solution I've come to has the same number on both sides of our equal sign, which means x equals 10. Big fat correct. I was correct with my solution because the final number I came out with was equivalent on both sides, which means when I substituted the x into that equation, it worked. What we're saying with equations is one side is equivalent to the other. So if we substituted correctly, we should come up with an answer 4 equals 4 or 2 equals 2 or the same numeral on both sides of the equal sign. Okay guys, next example, let's do it. I have the following equation, x, let's get my pen working, x plus 3 on 2 equals 3x minus 10. So I've done the hard yards. I've worked out the equation. I've put the pronumerals on one side. I've come to the end and I've worked out that x equals 5. Okay, that's my solution. That's what I've come to. Now I need to check and see if I'm correct. So this is simply a matter of substituting, guys, or putting our answer actually into the equation and replacing the x with the answer we came up with. So we would start 5 plus 3 divided by 2 is, now again remember the rule, whenever we see multiplication we put it in brackets, 3 multiplied by 5 subtract 10. Oh, I made 5 in blue, that was just confusing. 3 multiplied by 5 subtract 10. So I've substituted the x there and I've substituted the x there. There was 2 instances of x, or the unknown, in the equation, and I've substituted both of them. So, if in fact my answer is correct, I should see equivalent numerals on both sides of my answer. If it's incorrect and I've come to the wrong conclusion, they will be different. So, 5 plus 3 is 8, divided by 2, equals 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 10 is 5. Okay, all I've done there, guys, is I've missed a step. I can go 15 minus 10, and then next line, 15 minus 10 is 5. Okay, but instead, because it was brackets, I simply just put the answer above the brackets there in red. So 15 minus 10 is 5. 8 divided by 2, 4. 4 equals 5. Now, as you can tell, this 4 and this 5 are not equal, which means this answer here of x equals 5 is incorrect. I have found out it is incorrect because I substituted. Substitution will either tell us if we're correct or incorrect. So with example 1, I was fine. X did equal 10 because both sides of my solution were equivalent. In this answer here, I've got 4 on this side and 5 on this side in my answer, which means that x equals 5 was actually the incorrect answer. Try your best, guys. Do exercise 6E, see how much you can get done. I am happy for you guys to use your calculator as long as you show the working here. It would be a good idea for your first few examples if you do what I did here and actually use a different colour when you substitute so you can clearly see where it is you're substituting. Okay, get on with it, guys.